Rainalon here. Today's another build showcase, and it's the Mushkul of Kuva Ogris. So let us immediately start. Starting with the mods. The mods I'm using is Galvanized Chamber, Multi-Shot, Kill Stuff, get even more Multi-Shot. Heavy Caliber, gives us increased damage and negative accuracy. The negative accuracy is quite good because we're going to be shooting multiple projectiles and Ogris is a AoE weapon. So when I shoot this weapon, the rockets will go in a different direction, making the AoE bigger than it should, and it's quite nice. Semi-rifle cannonade. What this does is it gives us a lot of increased damage and punch through, but also fixes our fire rate. Now, as you can see here, there's a lock here, which if we add negative fire rate or positive fire rate, it will not go below or above 1.5. So it's quite nice. Rifle Elementalist. Very proc slash, heat, electricity, toxin, blasting gas damage. It will do nearly double damage and it's quite nice. Punch through doesn't really help, but it has it. So we do have blast, we have slash, and also we are using an exclusive mod for Ogris called Night Watch Napalm. What this does is rockets dispel napalms or napalms, inflicting 3% damage over 6 seconds across a 9% explosion area. What this does is when you shoot a rocket, it explodes in this location. It will release like fire, and the fire is going to constantly proc heat on enemies in that AoE, and that means we also proccing heat. So we not only have slash, blast, and heat. Sorry, we not only have slash and blast, we also have heat, and that really makes Rifle Elementalist quite good. This weapon does have a solid stash chance, and we are going to be shooting a lot of projectiles, so we're going to see a lot of stats on enemies. So it's quite nice having Rifle Elementalist. If you find this kind of useless, you can just swap it for a Bane mod. It's all up to you. Prime Firestorm increases our radius to be much higher. Magnetic Force, toxin damage. I do have radiation on it, but I will kind of remove it for magnetic. Magnetic is quite good now compared to radiation. Magnetic Force and Prime Cryo rounds gives us toxin and cold and gives us viral. Radiation from the Kuva when I killed her, but I will highly recommend using magnetic. So that's viral and radiation. Napalm gives us heat. Air radius gives us slash, puncher, blast, radiation, viral, heat. It's a lot of statuses you will see on enemies. So yeah, these are the mods I'm using for the arcane. Primary merciless, kill stuff, get 30 damage all the way up to 360%. Real speed helps a lot. So yeah, those are the mods I'm using. The arcane, these are the stats. So yeah. Another thing I need to mention is blast did get reworked, and it does 30% of the base damage of the weapon, and this is an AoE explosion, does a lot of base damage. As you can see here, the total damage is quite high. Overall, the base damage of this weapon is pretty high, so this blast proc is going to be chunking enemies, so it's quite nice. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Time for me to show you in game. I'm gonna spawn regular start chart. Let's spawn this time Orc in battle group. Regular start chart. And you're going to see that this thing is going to, yep, they all flew up. Oh. There we go. As you can see, the fire on the floor. You can color it with your element on your weapon. And it's doing some work. I'm gonna show you again. I'm going to shoot over there and then going to spawn. There we go. It's procs 2 heat per second. I think because Ember has... Maybe not. Maybe my Ember has one of those mods, the Arcane or Archon Vitality, the procs 2 heat over 1, but maybe I'm wrong. No, I'm fine. So yeah, that's pretty much regular Star Chart. They just die in seconds. Now I'm gonna spawn level 195 Steel Path versions of those dudes, and you're going to see it doesn't one-shot them, but it did one-shot the regular units, and you can see that it's constantly proccing heat on enemies. Yeah, it's quite solid. 35 stacks of heat, it's quite nice. For regular Star Chart, it annihilates. For Steel Path, it does pretty solid. Of course, you're going to be using a buffer. So now I'm going to show you with a buffer, like Mirage. I always pick her because she's pretty much the strongest buffer in the game. And yeah, I'm gonna use her first ability to multiply our projectiles, multiply the damage from her third ability, and you will see that so one thing is Mirage's clones or double gainers cannot proc the napalm fire, only you can. As you can see here, when I shoot it, you can only see one. Only one can be applied, I think, if I'm correct. No, wrong. Multiple can be applied. I'm gonna show you again with Mirage. Yeah, it's quite nice. That's my Kuva Ogris build. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like, it helped me out a lot, and thank you everybody for watching. Thank you. Goodbye.